Welcome to the First Institute. This is the institute where we inspire people to become millionaires. This is the first institute of its kind in the world with a very, very powerful brand name, the First Institute. What we're going to teach you here is a very advanced Chief Executive Officer training program, which is a CEO training program. It is designed for your success in a manner which takes you from stage 1 to stage end during a series of things that you keep doing. Business is an art. It requires constant repetition of what you are going to do. Now, this is not a business school. This is the world's first certification which prepares you as a $1 million specialist. So the question is, what is a $1 million specialist? $1 million specialist is someone, whether you are doing a job or you're doing your own business, is capable of producing $1 million during a certain period of time. What we have done is teamed up with the top institutions around the world. We pooled the resources and we have brought it to a point where we got certain exercises which you will continuously do till such time that you are able to generate $100,000 in revenues. In many parts of the world, it remains 1 million. In certain parts of the world, we brought it down to $100,000, where the dollar parity with the local currency is very high. This is an institute crafted for you specifically. This is not your run-of-the-mill program where you will go and learn the theory only. If what we believe is that you know search engine optimization, if you know digital marketing, if you know artificial intelligence integration, that's a skill part. But how you carry on the business is the business part. So there are many institutes, there are several hundreds and thousands of websites in the world right now teaching you how to make your first $1 million, and I can absolutely assure you it's a tough bet. What you need is a constant vigilance on what you're doing, how you're going to talk to the others, how you're going to interact with the world, how you're going to be getting a job, and how you will be giving the job. We did not restrict it to those who want to become entrepreneurs, but yes, we have restricted it to only be producing the chief executives, which is the CEOs. This is a highly professional CEO program. It is not for the ordinary. It is not for the commoner. It is for anyone, no matter what the background. If you want to get to the next level where we can give you assurance and guarantee that you will. Now, this is where we are different in our perspective and in our overall philosophy. We believe that if we are able to help you attain the first $100,000, you can do the next and the next and the next till you've made $1 million. We have teamed up with several institutions, like I said before, and you will be certified as a $1 million specialist. You can get startup visas around the world for all the countries that are offering startup visas. You can start your own business. Moreover, when we do it, we are giving you 100% job assurance that you will get it, because we have clients and people and our own companies that you will work for. We will hire you. But understand that this program is a hardcore business training. You will start your work from day one. And remember, this is the institute of its own kind, and hence the first institute of the world. We would like to welcome you to the First Institute. Now, the First Institute has a very, very interesting story because it has been launched as one of the world's most powerful brand names, which no one can forget. Which means that if you come to the First Institute, and we have several of them, we have got one institute in every country of the world, which means that you could be from the First Institute of the United States, you could be from the First Institute of the UK, and so on and so forth. What makes it unique? What makes it different from others is its ability to deliver you as a $1 million specialist. So the question is, what is a $1 million specialist? It's distinctively divided into two. Now this, you have to remember, is a certification. One is called the $1 million specialist CEO, and the other is called the $1 million enterprise specialist. If you are going to graduate as a single entity for your own self, you will get the highly strategic CEO training requiring you to go from $100,000 from zero to $1 million, whatever amount you set for yourself, and that's your personal thing. But if you opt for the $1 million enterprise specialist program, then that means you can take on any company on the planet and take it to $1 million scale. What this means for you over a period of years is, imagine you beat every odd against you when you go and apply for a job. This is not a child's play. A lot of work has gone into it. We have done tremendous work to make sure that we are able to generate and give the finest CEOs to the world. And that's what the First Institute is all about. So one may ask, how does this program start? And here is a simplified process. You meet the minimum eligibility criteria. If you do not know how to speak English, we'll send you for an English program. If you do not know SEO, we will send you for an SEO program. If you do not know digital marketing, we will make sure you learn it. If you do not know anything about AI, we'll still make sure that you know it. So with this technological bearing, now you walk into the business. But remember, you would become the CEOs of your companies from day one. We will walk you through the rest later. But the first thing you do, you're coming for the CEO training, hence you will be becoming the CEOs. To be retained as CEOs after 6 months is what you have to prove. So any failures amongst you, people ask what will happen to them? Nothing. We will extend the time by another 2 months. And even if then you are not able to successfully perform what you've been asked to do, you would have to be reinducted into the program from day one. But if you come, you will not graduate as an average. And that's our absolute promise to you. I would like to clear here what we are not. We are not a motivational speaking organization. We are hardcore businessmen with hardcore requirements for the top CEOs of the world. We are offering you a chance to become members of the $1 Million Club as high net worth individuals. It's not going to come in free. There's a cost attached to it. There's a price attached to it. There's an emotional currency working behind it. Do not be fooled that we are going to bring you in, give you lectures, bring you mentors, and give you the credentials. It's not going to work that way. We are going to throw you in the pool and we'll watch you swim till such time that you come out and dive yourself into the pool again. Because this is called actual business apprenticeship. You have to be given the opportunity to make your own decisions. Right or wrong doesn't matter. But why is it that you will stop yourself from availing this platform designed absolutely with the current century in mind and AI? The question is, why are we putting you to work in live companies? And more importantly, what is it that you'll be doing? You will be given the task of the CEO from the get-go. That is from day one, with financial responsibility. This program is not for kids. So make sure that you come with a very wide vision. We have a separate program for children as well. And we do have a separate program for the female entrepreneur. But what is entrepreneurship? Let me ask you this question, what is entrepreneurship? Does that mean that you take your idea from angel investors to the venture capitalists of the world and beg them for money and your dreams? Or is it that you stick to what you want to do and make sure that you are going to be successful during that path that you are taking? We have worked around it. We have worked around the psychological part. We have worked around every single aspect of the program that can take you from that point on. It is only the selection criteria that you have to meet. You need to go through the website in detail and see if you are a fit for it or not. Once you come to us, we are going to do a deep need analysis. We will see if you match the personality as defined by the owners or the parent organization. And then you will be given responsibilities from day one to do certain things and repeat them over a period of time so that you're able to produce the minimum required standard of $100,000 in revenue. That sets the precedence for you to be awarded with an internationally accredited certification, which will help you secure the many open visa opportunities around the world for startup. That is the goal and a benefit, just one part that you will get. But imagine over a period of a year, you become a millionaire. because we have built in an option that the companies that you start as the CEOs with are able to give you an equivalent amount of shareholding. And that shareholding is going to take you into the $1 million club. This is what sets us apart. This is the world's first. And trust me, when I say the world's first, it is because I own the copyrights. I'm the man who owns the copyrights. I'm the man who structured the program. And I did it for my children. And when I did it for them, I did not plan anything except success. And now I'm bringing it out to you for your tasting. Another very frequently asked question is, how will we ensure that you generate $100,000 revenue? And also, what will be your financial gain at the end of the day? Now remember, we are promising two things. If you're going to generate $100,000 in revenues, trust me, we are going to be standing behind you. We will be sitting right behind you to make sure that you do it. You have to put in the work which we assign to you to get to that point. Your job is done. And once you're done, each one of you who successfully does it not only gets certified, but will also hold 10% of the stake in the company that they've championed. Hence, the compensation is more than any other institution can offer you on the planet. That again makes us the first of its kind in the world. One of the important questions is, how does the $1 million program create financial independence? And here is the answer. The money in the companies does not belong to you, which you would be assuming the charge of as CEO. The money belongs to the people who have invested in the company. You're not the owners. But the minimum criteria set forth by us is that you complete a revenue target, a minimum $100,000, after which you would be, some of you might be able to do it in a month or two. And some of you might not be able to do it in 6 months. Then we start catering to the individual needs. But we will not hold you by the finger. We want that giant to come out of you and take over. Because only then will you overcome the fear of making a wrong decision. The next question is, what is specifically a $1 million specialist program? So the $1 million specialist program is going to deliver two kinds of people. One, who are career oriented for organizations, for which we have the $1 million enterprise specialist program. And the second, $1 million specialist CEO, which is for your own self. What this does, number one, on top of anything else, is give you the financial freedom, the absolute pathway, the absolute blueprint of how you're going to go from point A to point Z. In other words, we will make you practice and practice and practice to the point where you will have no other option but to pass out with at least $100,000 done in revenues. The moment you know how to do the first $100,000, the rest is just a repetition. That's why the schools were formed. I am living in artificial intelligence era. I have lived through the information technology era. And what we have different in both is the application and the applicability of technology. Now, understand that this is just the technology part and not the business skill. The business skill comes from the vision. The business skill comes from how to manipulate, how to maneuver, how to deploy resources. It is something that you have never imagined could have been written. I invite you all to have a look at the program. We do have a very tough selection criteria though, and that selection criteria needs to be met. We will do that by interviewing you. We have no time to waste. Our first intake is going to be around 250 students, one for each country. We have one company representing one country, and we need one CEO trained for that company. That might be you. We have many firsts in the world with the First Institute, and I'm very happy to tell you that you are going to be the world's first NFT certified credentialed CEOs with your complete history of how you have done from zero to $1 million. And I would like to challenge anyone after that who does not give your job or who does not give you a visa. We have taken technology to the best usage for you. If you are someone who can do it, then this is the platform which is going to offer you everything. We are offering this to the people because we believe that the money distribution should be equal in this century. And we believe that there's ample for everyone out there. NFT, certified credentials. The story of establishing the first institute is a very interesting one. I worked in the US, I worked in Dubai, I worked in multiple locations around the world, and I've always ended up becoming the CEO of every company myself, to the point that I learned and understood how it all worked. Now, this is something, if I go back and look, is constant practice. So whether it is a constant practice to make wrong decisions and rectify them, or is it a constant practice to move forward into the uncharted waters, it doesn't matter. What matters at the end of the day is how you score your life towards a very successful fulfillment. So do not be absolutely fooled and take us as some motivational speakers where you'll come in, get motivated and forget once you walk out. Because motivation comes in when you will start seeing the results of your own hard work. And none of you will be left behind. We give you that word. You will not be left behind if you come in and work and join the program. And what that means is we are assuring you an absolute guarantee for $1 million certification and the money itself. One of the questions we are very frequently asked is, what's going to happen to the candidates who get selected? The thing is, first you need to know the criteria on which to get selected. We're going to train you on leadership, so make sure that you come very, very well organized. We do not expect to babysit you, nor should you expect us to do that to you. That's like butchering you. And what we want to do actually is give you that freedom to make mistakes. You are going to be the little kids in the pond, splashing water or throwing mud at one another, or do whatever you want to do. We will have you watched over. The companies belong to people, the companies belong to us. We are going to give it to you to experiment with. And once you're done, we will ensure that your passage throughout the journey is made conducive.